These are lecture theater halls this way, and then around these facilities are our residentials. So we have these blocks of flats as residential for those that are staff and students. But all around the facility we have a perimeter fence. So from across here you can see our fence behind. So just across the fence, the rest of the community is just, we are just kind of a stone throw from the rest of the community, because from here you could see some blocks, around the residential community. And this is the same for everywhere. You enter through the main gate, you can see already the well-developed community immediately facing us. But the back here is slightly different, as you are going to see how it is. So generally, all the structures here, none of it has the ambience or semblance of a warehouse in any way. So these are all facilities that help us to drive and support training activities. So gentlemen, this is the kind of initial
missiles
weapons that we had to deal with. They use this to inflict this kind of the damage that was seen on our building. And you will notice that these stone types are very, very strange to our area. So it's evidence that they came very, very prepared. In addition to knives, cudgels, cutlasses that we wrestled from them when we were trying to engage them outside. This all started from outside. We are still going to show you the position where we tried to hold them back, and the standoff lasted for over 4 or 5 hours before some of them came through the fence. The holes created from this fence that we had to quickly address, some of them are very big, and you could see some of them were actually bullet holes. So apart from the damages here, we also have evidence of bullet holes on different parts of the fence and on the building directly behind here. 2 buildings like this were affected, and then some chalets, some residential chalets, the low building, were also affected on this sector. So this was where we had the most important and the maximum impact on our facilities. So clearly, when people come to your fence, if you are demonstrating or you are protesting, and you come and dig holes on the fence or create this kind of damage, this is a clear violation of our space. This is no longer protest. We treated this as people who came with the intention to steal, with the intention to harm us. And we have students here, we have staff here. We could not allow them to come and violate our security. So we had to respond appropriately. So for a very long time, on Monday 24th, in the evening, we saw suspicious movement of motorbikes. When you have motorbikes having 4 passengers, that calls for some caution. So we had to put up some kind of vigilance around our gates, and soon enough we were able to establish the fact that they were planning something against the college. Remember, it was that particular day that they marched on a warehouse in Gwagwalada, 2 warehouses in Gwagwalada, where they had reported to have taken palliatives. So when we saw that on Monday in the evening, we suspected that something was in the offing. And we got intelligence that on Tuesday morning that they will be coming at us. And lo and behold, as early as 8 a.m. on Tuesday, we had over 4,000 hoodlums spread in that flank. Those signposts that were just behind it, and around that place where you have the bike. The second set of people were around that place. And when we learned about that, we came unarmed and we tried to get some standby from them to establish the reason for their presence. Because it was actually a threat. And for almost 4 hours, we tried to engage them to dissuade them from creating any harm or bringing any confusion into the college. Of course, we listened to them and they told us that the rhetorics of not having been youths, looking for food, being hungry, and finding out anywhere palliatives are. We assured them that just like the University of Abuja behind them, that this is a training college where we are training youths like them and where we don't have anything like a warehouse holding up palliatives. It appeared that it worked because for quite a long time we were able to keep them at that location. But soon after we got information that they were already assailing our fence, and we had to quickly move and see what they were doing and put up an appropriate response. Now, I showed you the fences to show how close we had to the community. They told us that they have information that there are some warehouses behind us here. And that became a bone of contention. We had to decide whether we should allow over 4,000 people across just here behind our fence. We believe that they will pose some kind of security to us. And we told them that there is nothing here. But after a long, standoff with them, they requested that they be given free passage to get to these places and search for the warehouse. We offered that we are going to give them escorts, provided that they are able to nominate 3-4 people. Let them go first and locate the warehouse. Once they locate the warehouse, we promise that we are going to escort them so that they can do whatever they needed to do and leave the college premises. So they went, and while they were there, they discovered that there was no warehouse. So, but instead of, we have established that some of them started coming back this way, but not all of them did. So that was when we discovered that some of them decided that they would go and enter the college through those holes that we saw created in our fence. So this was exactly what happened, and we just give them an appropriate response to clear them. In doing this, we got very, very, very good support from other agencies, other security agencies of government, particularly the 127 Gas Brigade. They sent their men, 176 Gas Brigade. They sent their men, officers and men here to assist us, to hold them at bay here, and their presence offered a deterrence. We got very good cooperation, very good collaboration from the Nigerian police, Nigerian Civil Defense, the vigilante group, and of course you know that we have a detachment of officers from the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, who are part of our teaching staff here. You have seen some of them when we were moving. And then we also got our officers, who are on their own, agile officers who are now students here, and we are able to use them as reserve to defend where we are.
So what was the extent of the damage to your facilities? I
have shown you the extent of the damage. The buildings were destroyed, the glasses were destroyed. At least 4 blocks were affected in that place. They threw stones across to us. You are still going to see some of the fences here if we manage to pass through here. You are also going to see the damage that they inflicted on us. Of course, we also suffered some injuries. Some of our officers also suffered bodily injuries. So apart from officers, apart from staff, apart from students, we also have domestic staff, civilians, who are working with us inside the college. They were also exposed. We did make some arrests along the line. We tried the best to ensure that nobody comes into our college. But those who came into our college, those we could arrest, we arrested them and we handed them over to the police.
We want to be specific number of those.
Specific number of arrests, it was a fluid situation. On the first day, I think we had about 4. On the second day, we had 2.
Okay, sir, considering the way the attacks was coordinated, we also heard that some of your formations or your offices in other parts of the country were being attacked like at the same time. I don't know if you don't think this is beyond protesters. I mean, or just looters. You know, the average looter should not be armed. These people were armed and they were shooting at, you know, your officers. So I don't know what exactly, if you think maybe it is like a deliberate coordinated attack against your facility beyond looting.
Yeah, it might be difficult for us to establish that at this stage. We have given an incident report of what has happened. I want to believe that incident reports of similar attacks elsewhere will have been given because such reports will originate from there. It will not be conclusive for me to draw such conclusions yet. But you know, we are certain that those who came to us were hoodlums because we managed to convince them that we didn't have anything here. But I agree with you that those who came may be drawing some kind of inspiration and encouragement from the successes they have recorded in some other places, not just in customs locations, but in other facilities owned by the federal government of Nigeria. Ours is a different case. I'm not aware that any college was attacked. What we are trying to do here is to build officers so that they can do their job more effectively. If we are talking about brutality, we are trying to teach them so that they will be men of honor, they will do their job diligently without being accused of. So we are trying to mold characters in this place. So what it means is that we are fighting for their interests, you know, and they are youths. The people we are dealing with are also young youths who perhaps are as hungry and as hungry as they are.
Okay, so were any lives lost during the shootout?
As many people that try to violate our security, we had to put up our defense, and we provided the appropriate response commensurate with the threats that they offered us.
The losses, can you quantify it in monetary terms?
In terms of monetary value, it is still something that is ongoing. Some of those things are not things we can quantify in monetary terms. And we are beginning to see people gather around again. So I think we better continue talking inside the college where we are more safe.
But sorry, before you go, has that affected activities inside the training college or everything is still on?
We try not to allow it to affect our activities. But, you know, we just, as you have seen, the situation is normal. We have restored normalcy, but then we cannot let down our guards. So we have to maintain vigilance, and the vigilance is round the clock because you never know when this kind of people can come checking again. And like I said, we live very close to the community, so this is going to be a very long, drawn-out vigilance. So we cannot let down our guard for now.
So
we've tried to do 1 or 2 things about restoring our activities, training activities. The students are there, and perhaps not 100% yet, we will get there. Thank you.